Welcome back. We are live on a Monday night in the NTV studio with me, David Joseph. You're watching the ILFL Soccer Night. And as promised, we've had all of the chat about the Interleague Champions Cup and the newcomers into that competition this season. Stepney, runners-up twice, beaten finalists last year, beaten again yesterday by the newcomers to the tournament. And I'm delighted to welcome Leon from Northumberland Park onto the show. Good evening, sir.
Thank you for having me on.
It's been a little bit of a struggle getting here, but you're here now, and we're really, really glad that you're here. And without further ado, I just want you to tell us about the game yesterday. It was a bit of a battle. Both teams probably could have, should have taken their chances. Nobody really wanted to win it, it seemed. So when it came down to penalties, do you back yourselves?
Yes, I would say there's a lot of men that do step up to the plate.
And they did indeed, but once you saw that, maybe, once you see the first penalty save and then the second one, did you think it's not going to be our day after all of that hard work and all the...
You know what? There was one of our star players. I think he missed, and that's when I thought it ain't going to be our day.
So let's talk about the 90 minutes in general. So you turn up now, you're here at Hackney Marshes. No, let's go way back. Let's go right back now. So you're knocking about, you're kicking around in the Barnet Sunday League, that's what you're playing. And then all of a sudden you're here, you've got an opportunity to play in this tournament. That, by the way, is the trophy that you're playing for. All right, that one. All right. So you get the call that you could be playing for a trophy against teams from another league. Is that what Northumberland Park like? You're a tournament side, you do like to take part in the tournaments?
I would say that, mainly because we have a lot of league, we've been in the league for many, many years, and we never seem to be winning it all the time. But anytime we enter a cup competition,
You do well.
that's it. It's
Yeah.
like we thrive for some reason. On our day, we beat anybody, we're a match for anybody.
And I saw that yesterday. I could see there was a lot of determination and a lot of frustration when things weren't going right. But what did you expect out of the game? Once you got your first 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you were up against them, I'll tell you how I saw it from mine. I mean, I saw there was a lot of good football from both sides, but Stepney liked to play a lot of 1- and 2-touch football in the middle of the pitch and the quick break. Was that hurting you at all?
See, I don't want to take it away from them because they played well. They played their part. But a lot of us were finding it that they were playing a lot of long balls over us. And we were heading it back, and it was just constant long balls, whereas we was expecting them to be playing it on the deck and playing like this silky football. So it was a whole kind of different ball game for us. We're up against a different challenge now. We're expecting to be playing something like we're similar to playing on the deck, on the floor all the time. But when they switched it up, we was a bit, had to get used to it at first.
That's your first round out of the way, and okay, it's the first round, and I think personally that this is probably one of the most open years for the Champions Cup this season. Where do you see yourselves going? You've spoken about it being your team are a tournament side. Where do you see yourselves going with this tournament?
I don't want to sound like cocky or anything.
I want
like
you
that,
to sound how you would normally sound any day.
But when it comes to cups, Northumberland don't play. That's one thing I can say.
So you're coming to win it?
Definitely.
Sorry, Dave, I was going to quickly ask, obviously you're confident in going for the cup itself. In terms of your league form, how are you doing in the league? Because I haven't checked your league status.
You're having a good season, aren't you?
We're having, last season, we're doing similar to what we done the previous season. Second, battling, and then we just let it go. And that seems to be the last couple of seasons it's been like that, but in the cups.
But even this current season, how are you doing in your league?
We're second.
Second, yeah? Okay.
We was
so you're in good form at the moment,
time? We was joint top, to be honest. We was joint top. We had a chance to go ahead, and I think we drew.
Okay. So you're in good form at the moment, time. So this competition...
I would say we're in good form, yes.
Okay.
Tell us about the other team that's taking part from the Barnet Sunday League, the Roving Reporters. You know them better than we do. So give us a quick glimpse, a quick snapshot on Roving Reporters.
Again, I don't want to sound disrespectful, but it's normally 3 points.
When you play them?
Definitely.
How do you think they're going to do in this tournament?
So again, when it's a cup match, any team can win it. It's a one match. So if you turn up on the day, you can definitely win. I wouldn't put the league form and cup together because it's a total different ball game. On the day, you might have loads of fans and you're just built up for it, and do you know what I mean? And sometimes the league games are not Sunday football. Everyone's not coming out every Sunday to come and support you, but on a special occasion like a cup, everyone's geared up for it, and maybe that's why it's slightly different.
Quick question. I was going to ask you, have you seen any of the teams from Hackney Leighton or ILFL or Musical League? Have you seen them play, or have you heard about their names of teams?
I haven't seen any of them play, but are you talking like Hackney itself or any teams?
Yeah. Have you seen or heard about the ILFL teams or the Hackney Leighton teams or music? So it's a complete surprise when you turn up.
That's what I'm saying. It was completely from. We just went by what we heard on the actual program when I got it sent through to me by WhatsApp, and I was a bit taken back because I was like, I took the wrong view of it, because I don't know, my man here was saying that he didn't know anything about Barnet, and I thought to myself, wow, he should have done a bit of research. Because if he'd have done a bit of research, he would have known that we'd previously won a couple of cups, and I've got quite up. I was hoping to bring my trophies with me down here, but unfortunately I didn't have the time. But
we have enough. That's okay.
But I have won cups with Northumberland Park. I have got trophies, so I can say that we are a cup winning team.
So this is a tournament that I'm sure you know by now. There are 4 different leagues that take part in this tournament. So there's yourselves, there's Hackney and Leighton, there's the Inner London Football League, and there's the Musical League. I know that Northumberland Park in the past as well, maybe even this season, have taken part in London Cups as well. So it's always great to have bragging rights over another team. And locally, when you can say, we stepped out of our manor and went and did this, and we went and did that, is that what adds to it as well?
Definitely. That's all part of football. It's banter, bragging. Even when I came on the pitch, straight away, they went like that in my head.
Yeah.
One of their players said to me, "You look tired." And I was thinking, huh? What's he talking about? Like, and you know, I mean, sometimes that could just set you off your game, and I'm thinking,
absolutely,
all right. So from there, I was like, okay, I've got to be a bit witty, because I was playing last week and I nearly got sent off. And that was for me just getting involved because a man's put me off my game.
I was just going to turn on that and say it was good to see, though, the game. It wasn't a bitter, nasty game. And even after the penalties, no matter, you know, yes, there was a little bit of, we've done you and everything, but there was no ill feeling and no malice between anyone. And that was great to see between both teams as well. Northumberland Park, here they are. This is the team now. Gower All-Stars, if you're out there and you're watching, this is the team that says that they're coming to take it off of you. Look at that face. That's a serious face there. That's a we're not playing face. Coming to beat you. Ace are going to come up against a team like this. I kind of get the feeling this is an Ace-style team.
Yeah. Well, I've seen
this. I
watched a few 20 minutes of the game because it was right next to the pitch I was watching moments. I can understand, obviously, they're going to say the team's doing well. But the side they played yesterday wasn't the strongest side. So if that's the side going to continue, then unfortunately I can't see you guys. You're not gonna have it easy. I think Stepney had a lot of players missing as well. The team you played, so they'll definitely need to improve on the squad. Should they want to improve?
Yeah, they'll have to
once they come across teams likes of Shakespeare, likes of Reacher, I think it'll be a tougher competition.
It will be a different game. Yeah.
As we said, this competition is about champions from different divisions, and everyone wants to win it because purely for bragging rights. We're not just champion of our own league, we're champions of 4 different leagues.
4 different leagues,
So once it gets to quarterfinal, semi-final, it is tough. So every team has to get a better squad and stronger squad. So their squad was okay, but I think in terms of competition, what we've seen in the last 5 years, they'll definitely need to add more, or probably if there's a few players missing. I know Stepney had a lot of players missing, so hopefully they'll improve. But again, for me, it's interesting to see teams from Barnet, Hackney, Leighton, Musical, all competing in a sporting manner. And it's refreshing and it's challenging because every team tells me, oh, it was nice playing. Because even when I spoke to Bromley after the match, they said, you know what, we enjoyed it. Because we're so used to playing our local teams every week, to play a different team from a different league. It was refreshing and a new experience and challenging, which they enjoyed. So hopefully every team enjoys the participation on this competition. And for me, as I said, it's one of the competition and the bragging rights throughout London.
I was just going to not cut you, but I was going to say...
Oh, no, go on, please.
In regards to, obviously, the squad that you saw on on the
Yesterday.
match Sunday just gone. We've got like a lot of players, so we've got depth. So what you saw today was just a tricklets.
Okay.
It was just tricklets. Next time, I would say we was probably playing at about 60-70%. I was very disappointed with the game, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
The only good thing about it is that we got through in the penalties, and that was the vital thing.
I
But
have to say, and
I was
said-
disappointed.
and I said it after the game. I said it to you, and I said it to one or two. Even I was a little taken aback by the performance because I was expecting more from you as well. I even bigged you up on this show last week, and I'm going to put it on you a little bit now, absolutely, because you were the only qualifiers not to score a goal in 90 minutes. So far, so that's something I know you're going to want to put right.
Hopefully the boys are watching, and
I hope they are watching, and I hope that this, provokes a reaction from them.
definitely,
Obviously, if you see me on Tottenham High Street anyway, you know, hello, how are you, kind of thing. But
you know, the other teams actually scored 20 goals between them.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot. So.
thank you very much.
but at the same time, it could probably also say it was the game. It was a battle. It was a little bit. It was both teams not at their best, but trying to get something out of the game. And
Sometimes you need to grind out and get through.
you need to grind out a
once
result.
Once you've got to the next stage, then you can, lesson to be learnt.
And we're
And
playing with 10 men.
well,
For a while you did, yes. You started with 10 men as well. You did, and
So I'm saying, imagine we was playing with 11.
well, you did have 11. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
but
you got that.
normally, if you start with 10 men, the other team should have backed them straight away.
yeah.
We would
They should
take
have
over.
mobilised.
If it was the opposite way around, we would have capitalised on that.
Well, you've put it out there, and like I said, I'm glad that you've come here and you've put your neck on the line, you've laid it on the ground for everyone out there to see. Like I said, Northumberland Park. He'll be with us in the next segment of the show. I'm just gonna, even though Nanu's here, and Nanu is the Vets man. Not a lot happened in the Vets League last week, but I'll tell you what did happen. In the end, what happened is what we knew was going to happen. It was a little bit of formality, but in the end, they got over the line. London Tigers got over the line. Premier Division champs. And in the we had First Division as well.
We
and
had Mohammedan as well, yeah.
Get in there as well. So
they did it.
now we go from Mohammedan up into the Premier Division. Are they equipped?
Yes, they are equipped. Physically, are they ready? Yes. Mentally, are they ready? No, I don't think so. It's the Premier League, and it's that fear factor in them that is hindering their efforts into entering. You know, they're saying that the Premier Division is very, very different to the First Division. You know, it is day and night, absolutely different. So, I mean, okay, they play in the First Division, but they will obviously watch the Premier Division, and you know, and it just speaks for itself. You know, and yes, I would say that they're physically prepared, but they need to go over this mental, that fearness that they have for the Premier League, and if they can overcome that fear, I think they would do reasonably well, I must admit, because they're a very strong and decent team. They're very experienced. They've got some very experienced players. They're quite passionate about what they do, you know. And these players kind of played in the past, like decades ago, you know, I mean, together, and they sort of come back, so they know how each other's play. And they all come back together now after that many years, and you know, they're performing just as well as they did back in the days. So I don't expect.
Do you know why I threw that in there as well? Just before we go to a break, is because I remember speaking to you yesterday, and I was talking about there were lots of aged players for Stepney, and you said, oh, you know, you had a player on your team who was playing over the age of 35, and that person was yourself. I'm going to talk to you about Vet Sport in a little while. We have to go to a break. We'll be back in the third segment of the show very shortly. See you soon.